you see me now and can you hear me? Is my audio
Yes,
clear?
Yes po.
Alright, so let us start. So I have a few more topics to discuss in relation to JavaScript. So let me share my screen. Oh, wait. Let me share my screen. Sir, are we recording our session?
Yes,
Sir Burhan.
the session is recording now.
Thank you. Can you see my slide now?
Yes po.
see it.
Alright, so let's start. So this is part 2 of what we have discussed last time regarding JavaScript. So this is still about document object model. So document object model is we're trying to get properties or the actual tags or elements in our HTML. So every HTML element is accessible via the JavaScript Document Object Model API. So most DOM objects can be manipulated by the programmer. The event model lets a document to react when the user does something on the page. So the advantages of this, since we can retrieve properties and elements and properties of these elements, these are the advantages. First, you can create interactive pages. You can update the object of a page without reloading it. So how do we access these elements? So there are several ways. First, you can access the elements via their ID attribute. So using the function get element by ID, and then specifying the specific ID of that particular element, you can access them. And then you can assign that to a particular variable. Another way to access the element is through their name attribute. So using the get elements by name and then providing the exact name of that particular element, then you can assign that into particular variable again. And another way is by using the actual tag name. So you just have to get particular element and then get get elements by tag name that particular function and then specify what tag name are you going to retrieve. So in this example, this returns an array of the descendants of the element img and specifically of the element el. So once we access an element, we can read and write to its attribute. So in this example, let's say you have a function called change, and then it will retrieve or rather pass a value called state. So this is an argument. So for example, in the body of your HTML, you have used an image element. Let's say you have an image or a picture of a lamp, and in that lamp, let's say you will have two images. In that image, the original image is called test_on.jf. And then there is a function called onMouseOver. And then there is a function called change. So the change is declared, let's say in your script, the function is called change. And then it will just have an argument of whenever you hover your mouse over that particular lamp. Um, let's say for example, its original image is set. It is set to a lamp that is lit on, meaning to say that image has a light. Okay, and then when it is hover, the effect would be whenever you hover your mouse, the light will turn off. Okay, it's something like that. Later on, we'll try to simulate that if we're going to have, we will try to retrieve an image which has uh, we'll try to get an image of a lamp that is lit on and that is turned off. Okay, something like that. So whenever the mouse is hover to that turned on light image, it will be turned off. So in the function change, it will retrieve the element ID of that lamp using the element ID lamp. Okay, so meaning to say it will go here to this image and then check if the ID of this image is lamp. And then once it is retrieved, it will now get the um, that element ID, particularly lamp, and then assign it to this local variable. And then using the lamp ID that SRC, meaning to say it tries to retrieve the property of that image, which is the source. It will now change the source to the lamp underscore and the state which is off, which is retrieved here, assuming that we have hovered the mouse, and turning that source into lamp underscore off that png. So meaning to say we're trying to retrieve the file name of that particular image. So originally it was turned on, and then it will retrieve now a lamp that is has the file name lamp of.png. And then later on, it will retrieve in this particular line var status div equal to document that get element by ID. So the status div now um, will be, yan, the lamp is off. Okay? But once you remove again the mouse, so in that particular image, it will now call the on mouse out. It will still retrieve the change, rather it will trigger the function change, and then this time passing the value on. Okay, and then similarly, once it is on, it will retrieve the value of the lamp, of the image lamp, which is the source, which is originally, this is the original lamp test on the JF, but this time it will change to lamp underscore on.png. Okay? So, meaning to say that the image, you will have exactly three images. One that is the base, which is it is turned on, an image which has a light, and then once you hover the mouse, it will be turned off. But actually, it's also an image. It will just be calling an image. And then once you remove your mouse over that over that image rather, it will be turned on again. Okay, so it's something like that. Common element properties. So most of the properties are derived from the HTML attributes of the tag. So this includes the ID, the name, href, alt, title, SRC, and others. Also, we have style property. So this allows modifying the CSS styles of the element. So this corresponds to the inline style of the element. So take note, not the properties derived from the embedded or external. So this is just a style property within a particular element in case that there is a style property that was declared. So an example of that, which is the style.width, style.margin top, style.background image, if that particular element has a style property. Also, this can have a property of a class name, so which uses the class attribute of the tag. Inner HTML, so this holds all the entire HTML code inside the element. And also the read-only properties with information for the current element and its state, such as tag name, offset width, offset height, scroll top, node type, and many others. So these are some of those the styling element that we are trying to retrieve. So this is the document object model, such as the tag name, text content, text length, etc. Accessing elements through the DOM tree structure, so you can retrieve them through manipulating their properties such as element that child nodes, element that parent node, element that next sibling, element that previous sibling, element that first child, and element that last child. So let's have this example. So in this example, let's say this is your HTML code, the one with the div. The element of this div has an ID property of div tag. And then inside, it has a sub element. So the div ID, the div tag has a sub element of an input element, which has the properties type and value. Also, a sub element of this initial div is a subdiv, but it doesn't have any property. And this second div or subdiv has a sub element of span. So meaning to say, this is a child of the second div. It has the element, rather, it has a property ID, which the value is test. All right, so that's it. So in your function, let's say you created a script, and then inside your function, let's say it wants to retrieve an element with an ID of div tag. So meaning to say it refers to this div, because this is the only div that has the div tag ID. And then meaning to say you're already inside this div. And then what it wants to retrieve now, so using the alert, it will display the child nodes 0. So child node 0, that value refers to the first uh, sub-element of this div, which is the input. Okay? Kasi that's the first subscript, 0. And it will now retrieve the value. So the value is test test. So you later on would see that it would pop up this test text value. Okay? And then another value to be displayed besides the test text is the next child node, which is, since we place here 1, instead of getting the value, it would retrieve the ID of the tag name span. And the tag name of the span value is test. Okay? So it will just display the value, or rather the tag name ID of span, which is test. So the output would be test text, and the other one is test. Take note that there is a warning. It may not return what you expected due to browser differences. So sometimes, instead of an alert will be displayed, it will just display the output in the particular browser. But what we are expecting, the value that will be printed will be test text and the ID, which is test. So let's try this one. So let us open our Visual Studio. So let me stop sharing first. Let me share my entire screen for a while. Close the other things I have in my desktop. So let me share my entire screen. Can you now see my screen? Alright. I have here now the example actually. And let me open the output. Okay, so this is the one in the slide. So let's say this is your, let's first remove this button. So I'll just put comments here, there. So let's try to run this. Let me run localhost slash COIL samples. This is sample3.html. So here, so you would notice that instead of displaying that to an alert, it simply just displayed the value here. So instead of alert, let's just use document so that you will not be um, very confused. what we're trying to do here is to just retrieve the element. So it doesn't matter if you use alert or document that right. What we are trying to simulate is to how to use this DOM commands. So let me try that again. Yeah, so it will just simply display similarly, but it actually retrieves the value of the DOM. So going back, so again, this is the div. It has the div tag. So using the get element by ID, so it now retrieves this particular div. So it now tries to hold this entire div. And then using that, so meaning it will be referred to as EL. So EL now is this div, line 23, or the entire line 23 to 28. And then in this line 6, we try to retrieve the first sub-element or the child of the div tag, which is the value. In this case, the value is test text. So that's why the printed value in our browser is test text. And then for line 7, it retrieves the second element or the second child node, which is this div. And within this div, we are trying to retrieve an element using the tag name span. And this is now the element which is span. And then we try to retrieve the ID of that, which is actually the test. And um, it includes also the actual element, which is span. But it also retrieves the ID, which is test. Okay, so that's how it works. So let me go back to our presentation. Let me share again the slide. Can you see the slide again? Can you see the
Yes, po.
slide? All right, thank you. Okay, let's now proceed to HTML DOM event model. So the HTML DOM event model, so JavaScript can register event handlers. So events are fired by the browser and are sent to to the specified JavaScript event handler function. This can be set with HTML attributes. So assuming that you have an image called test.gif and then you try to retrieve the function. Let's say once the image is clicked, so it will call the function image click. Or you can access that through the DOM. So if this is your image, you can retrieve the element ID of that image. If that has an ID of my image, then pass the the name of that particular image to this IMG, and then using that you will now trigger it using the dot on click, and then now you can now call the function called image click. So this HTML attribute and this one are doing just the same. Okay. So all event handlers receive one parameter. It brings information about the event. It contains the type of the event, either mouse click, key press, mouse hover, etc. Data about the location where the event has been fired, let's say mouse coordinates. It can also hold reference to the event sender, such as the button that was clicked. Also, it can hold information about the state whenever you press Alt, Control, and Shift keys. Some browsers do not send this object but place it in the document that event. Some of the names of the event's object properties are also browser specific. Common DOM events includes for the mouse event, it has on click, on mouse down, on mouse up, on mouse over, on mouse out, on mouse move. Key events such as on key press, on key down, on key up, and also for input values. For interface events such as on blur, on focus, and on scroll. For form events, you can also access that on change for input fields and on submit. So this allows you to cancel a form submission or useful for form validation. Other miscellaneous events such as onload, unload, yan, these are allowed only for the body element. So this fires when all the content of the page was loaded and unloaded. So let's say you have uh, in your body, you try to, once you load the page, it will automatically load the greet function. So in the greet function, it automatically displayed this particular message wherein it pops up an alert message with a warning icon with the text loaded and then an OK button, which is what do you call this, automatic, that the alert button has only one OK button. So let's try this one. Let me share my entire screen. Let me just copy that part for a while. Let's say let me share my entire screen. Can you see my entire screen now? So let's save this. Let's try that. Sample for that HTML. There. So upon running the code, since we call already the onload in our body element, it automatically displays the alert box. This time without the the icon. Uh, but there is the text loaded and then an OK button. There are some changes in the, if you want to include those icons. But nevertheless, it loaded. And let's go back. Let's go back to our slide. All right. Built-in browser object. The browser provides some read-only data via the window, the document, the screen, and the browser. As for the window, you can only read data from the top node of the DOM3. It can represent the browser's window. For the document, this can hold information on the current loaded document. As for the screen, this can hold the user's display property, and as for the browser, this can hold information about the browser. So this is the hierarchy of the document object model. So you start with the window. Inside your window, you can navigate over the navigator, the screen, the document, the history, and the location. Where you're inside a document. So when we say document, you are referring to that particular page. You can have probably a form inside your document, another form. In your form, you can have buttons or another form, etc. So let's say, for example, you want to try to open a new window. So let's say you try to have a button in your first window or in your first page, and then once you click on that button, you can call on this window dot open and then open a new window by uh, setting its property. So in the window that open, you now have here several arguments. So the first argument doesn't have any value. Second argument is the name of that particular tab or window, sample window in this example. And then the third argument would corresponds to the configuration of the size of the window. So you set now the width, the height, if that includes menu bar, if the status is yes, and if it is resizable. If you state it with yes, meaning to say you have a menu bar, you have a status, and it is resizable. And then to be able for this to be open, so this is just the definition. You place it in a variable called new window, and that new window will now be retrieved in this particular command. So new window that document that write, and then using an HTML code, it tries to display um, a page with the text heading 1 of sample text, and then provide a status in that window called hello folks. So let's try this one. Okay, let's try this one. Let's open again our Visual Studio. This is sample 5. So what we have is, let us complete first the code. Let me share my entire screen. So let's first try to have, of course, our HTML. So we place that within. Let's have head. Let's have body. Oops, wait. I'll place it in the script. So this should be enclosed in script. So script type equal to x.javascript. And within the script, we'll try to create function. Oops. Display window. Just rearrange this so that it would be readable. Format. I'll sit here. Yeah. Okay, so we'll trigger that inside our body. We'll try to call display window. So let's just use a button, name button, ETN1, value display. Then let's try one click. Then we'll try to call display window. Let's try this one. Let me open this one. And let's try to retrieve sample 5. Okay. I'll just use input instead of button. Alright, save. Ay, why is it outside? There. See, this is now the window that it displayed. So we have this. It opened up a new window with the text sample title, and then this is the text. Okay, but the status is not displaying the hello folks. But nevertheless, um, we open up already the window. All right, so that's it. Next, let's go back to our slide. Let me share again. All right. So the navigator object can also provide us of some information. So you can also retrieve, let's say, window.navigator.user_agent. So it will retrieve a specific information about our window or our browser. So the window refers to the browser. So this is the navigator in the browser window, and then the browser ID is the user agent. Can also have screen object. So the screen object contains information as well about the display, such as the X and Y coordinates. So window that move to 00, so you can set them the available width and the height of the screen, and then you can also resize them to a specific width and height. Document and location. So for the document object, you can provide some built-in arrays of specific object on the currently loaded web page. So let's say you want to um, refer to a particular site, let's say yahoo.com, then you can set um, the location of that reference, href, through that uh, array. So the property of the particular setting in the document can be retrieved through that indices. And then we can also, again, we have tried this already using the document.write. As for the document location, this is used to access the currently open URL, or you can redirect the browser using document.location. You can also use, again, some of those data by validating the forms for a while. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so going back, so this is an example for form validation. I would allow you later on to try this one. Okay. So for this object, so this is an example of retrieving a math object. So this time it uses the looping condition and it uses a function called math.random. I already have this example. Let me show that to you. It was in the initial sample tree. I just put a comment. So let me show that. Can you see the entire screen? Can you now see the screen?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, thank you. So let me save this. So this is the code. So I'll just be removing the comment I place. So this is the loop that will retrieve values randomly from the math object. The value retrieved will be multiplied to 10 and add 1, and then using the math.floor function, it will uh, retrieve the another value from the random value that was generated, and then assign it again to X, and then it will be displayed in this page. So let us try that. So let me save this, and then let's call sample3.html. So when we click on the try it button, there. So this is now the random numbers being generated. So from 1 to 20, since we use the loop 1 to 20. Okay? So the values generated is 956619745611555461946. Okay? So that's just an example of how to use math object inside your code. And let me share the slide again. And this is another object. This time it's a date. I would allow you to simulate this example. So in this date object, you just instantiate the date object using the new operator, so similar to Java. And then in this example, it tries to have a string called it is now, plus this time it will retrieve that particular date, and then using the document that get element by ID with the time field. So in the paragraph, in your body, you have a paragraph element with the ID time field. So it will try to display everything that was retrieved in this object. So it is now, let's say, Wednesday of this year, and then the timestamp is included. Also, you can use other objects such as time delay. So make something happen once after a fixed delay. So let's say set time out, and then you want to provide some delay, and then you can reset the time using the clear timeout function, and then retrieving that particular value. So in this example, we try to have a 5 seconds delay after the statement was executed. And now using the clear timeout function, it now cancels the timer. Also, we have set interval. So in the set interval, so this function is called continuously every 1 second. And then you can set again, you can stop the timer using the clear interval function, and then providing the argument time. So this is the example for that. Um, I think we can try this one, the timer demo. Let me try that. So these are just few of those plenty of examples or few examples of the DOM retrieval for a while. Try this one. Let me share my screen. Can you see my screen now? So this is now our example for the clock, for the timer. So we try to use also the date function. This time we will retrieve the number of hours, the number of minutes, the number of seconds. And then we'll incorporate everything through getting a text. And in that text, we will try to display everything, what we have retrieved from the date object. So let's save and then let's try that timer demo. So this is timer demo.html. There. So it retrieves the hours, the minutes, and the seconds. So 19 is 7:19 in the Philippines. So 19 is a military time. So you subtract 12 here. Tama ba? Tama. So 7 o'clock. 7:19 and 58 seconds and counting. So there is a delay of 1 second. That's why it's counting. All right? So that's how the timer object works. Question so far? Do you have a question?
None po.
None. And let me just share you some of how to use Bootstrap. Can I continue, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir
You
Burhan?
can conclude.
All right, thank you. Let me give you an idea of what Bootstrap is. Let me share this. And I'll share you a link wherein you can really explore Bootstrap. But in this particular discussion, I'll just give you an overview of what Bootstrap have. So in using Bootstrap, it entails discussing responsive website. So what is responsive web design? By the way, can you see now my screen? The slide? Can
Yes,
you
ma'am.
see the slide now? All right. So what is responsive web design? So responsive web design is about creating websites which automatically adjust themselves to look good on all devices from small phone to large desktop. So Bootstrap is the most popular HTML, CSS, and JavaScript framework for developing responsive mobile-first websites. So Bootstrap is completely free to download and use. So later on, I'll show you a website regarding Bootstrap. So what is Bootstrap? So Bootstrap is a free front-end framework for faster and easier web development. So this includes HTML and CSS-based design template for typography, forms, buttons, tables, navigation, modals, image carousels, and many others. So probably you would want to incorporate this in your project later on. So as well as optional JavaScript plugin. So Bootstrap also gives you the ability to easily create responsive design. So this was developed by Mark Otto and Jacob Thornton at Twitter. So they are also from Twitter company. This was released as an open source in August of 2011 on GitHub. So what are the advantages of Bootstrap? This is easy to use. It has responsive features, it has mobile first approach, and has browser compatibility. So when we say easy to use, so basic knowledge of HTML and CSS, you can easily use Bootstrap by just having knowledge in HTML and CSS. Responsive features, meaning to say, even though you're using your phone, your tablet, or your desktop, the screen will fit on them without having to change anything. But of course, you have to configure that in your code. As mobile first approach, so in Bootstrap 3, because there are a lot of version of Bootstrap, in Bootstrap 3, mobile first styles are part of the core framework. Meaning to say, if you're using a mobile device, so it will fit on that particular device. Browser compatibility, so it's compatible with all modern browsers such as Chrome, Firefox, probably Microsoft Edge, not anymore Internet Explorer, Safari, and Opera. So where can we get Bootstrap? There are two ways to start using Bootstrap. You can download from the Bootstrap, getbootstrap.com. Later on, I'm going to show you that. And you can also include that as your CDN or your content delivery network. So this is just what I'm going to show you. The one that is directly connected to a website, which what we call it as content delivery network. You must include the Bootstrap, CSS, JavaScript, and jQuery, from Mac CDN into your web page. So all the links that you can see here should be added up into the head section. So you have to have this link. If you're just try to be responsive into your design, into your CSS, so this is the link that you're going to use. But also, we would highly recommend if you add this as well, this latest compiled JavaScript, probably because there are some instances that let's say for example, you're trying to use the button and then there's some certain effect. So might as well use or add this script as well. Just not only the CSS part in the link, but as well as the script. But sometimes you also need to have some data in your responsive design, so might as well also use this script for the jQuery. So what are the advantages for using the Bootstrap CDN? And many users already have downloaded this, so this can be automatically be used. This is already cached in their website. So there are requirements, of course. First, you can add the HTML doc type. Bootstrap uses the HTML elements and CSS properties that requires HTML5 doc type. So you have to add this first line. Also in your HTML, you have to have the lang property, which is this one, and have a value en. And then inside your HTML, in your head, you have to have this meta element with the property charset UTF-8 value. So those are basic requirement for the Bootstrap to work. And then for Bootstrap, in creating a web page with Bootstrap, also you have to include this in your head section. So you have to have the meta again. Besides this meta, you will have to have another meta element with the following attributes: the name with the value viewport, property of content with this value, width equal to device dash width, and an initial scale equal to 1. Take note that the width equal to device dash width is the part that sets the width of the page to follow the screen width of the device, so that it makes it more responsive. And also, as well as the initial dash scale, which is equal to 1, which take part in setting the initial zoom level when the page is first loaded into your browser. As for the containers, we have two choices to make the content of our site really responsive. You have two choices. As for the container, you can use the dot container class or the dot container fluid. If you use the dot container, so this provides a responsive fixed width container. While for the container fluid, this provides a full width container. So this spans the entire width of the viewport. Take note that containers are not nestable. You cannot have two containers or a sub-container in another container. In Bootstrap, what it does, it divides our screen or every row in our screen, for that matter, into 12 columns. So that is the maximum grid that you have in each row. So you can set the entire row into 12 columns, so you use 12. You can divide it into two equal parts, so you use 6, 6. Or you can have not an equal division. First one is, sorry, you can have 4 and the other one is 8. Or you can have 3 columns which has size of 4, 4, 4, and 4. Okay. What are these for? What are these classes? So these classes corresponds to the following values, which makes our grid or makes our column divided into grids. So take note that Bootstrap grid system is responsive and the columns will rearrange automatically depending on the screen size. So it has 4 classes. You can have XS, SM, MD, and LG. For XS, those are phone. SM refers to tablets, MD for desktop, and LG for large desktop. This can be combined to create more dynamic and flexible layout. So this is how the, the the previous one is the example, but this is the template for that. So these are the example. Let me share my entire screen so that you get to have an idea of how this works. Ay, sorry. Let me share my entire screen. Bless you, sir.
Thank you. Sorry for that.
Forgot to mute yourself. It's okay. Can you now see my entire screen?
Yeah,
Can you
teacher.
see my entire screen?
Yeah,
Okay.
teacher.
So for the 3 equal columns, so when you click on this, so this is how it would look like for a while. Probably you can see those things that should not be seen. I have other things on my screen. Let me do that again for a while. Let me share again my entire screen. And let's go back to the example that we have here. So this is how this works. So this is the 3 equal columns. So when you try to minimize or move your, see, it tries to fit in to the page or to the browser. Can you see that? And then you can check on the source. You can inspect this. So when you check on this here, and this is your container. So this is where you define your container. This is the div class. So MD is for desktop version. So we divide it by 3 columns. So 3 equal parts. So this is the second one and this is the third one. Okay, so this is how you define. So this is for each row. Okay, then you can have another row for that. Let's go back to our slide. So this is for the second This is for the tablet. So for the tablet, you would see uh, it's just similar to what we have, but you will have a feel of this once you are using a tablet. And then for the smartphone, this is smaller. So I'm sorry. Let me try that again. So when we try to fit it, look. So assuming that this is how your phone looks like. So the entire three columns are still fitted on that particular screen, even though I'm trying to minimize the browser. So when you inspect this is how, this is just similar to what we have a while ago, but we're trying to fit this into a smaller device. There, so XS. Okay, but still we're using uh, one div, and then our container uses that container. So this is the container class. You can use container fluid if you want. And then for unequal columns, so this is how it looks like for unequal columns. So the other one is much bigger than the other one. So this is smaller as compared to this because this is 4, this is 8. So we'll only have two, sorry, let's go to the inspect. Let's go to the body, div. So this is the 4 and this is the 8. Okay. And then we'll no longer open the rest. So this is bootstrap tables. So we have basic, stripe rows, border table, hover rows, and responsive tables. For images, we have rounded corner, circle, thumbnail, responsive images. You can set those. We also have bootstrap buttons, default, primary, success, info, warning, danger, and link. I'll show this to you later on. And you can also have several elements such as hyperlink, also the button and the input. For the button sizes, you can also set them to different classes for large, medium, small, and extra small. You can also have black level buttons that can span to have a black level. You can also set a button for to display at it as an active or disabled button by using the dot active class or the dot disabled class. So if it is disabled, meaning it cannot be clicked. Okay, so let me have an example for that. By the way, before we go to that, let me show you where to go regarding Bootstrap. So you can go to getbootstrap.com here. So this is the actual website. So the first thing that you're going to do, if you want to download that, you can go to download, and then yeah, this is the button. So this is a zip file which contains the compiled bundle of the CSS and the JavaScript plugin. Let me show that here. So I have that in my other class. Go to drive C, to your SAMP folder, and you go to htdocs. Let me open that from my previous class. So this is how the file looks like. So let me put that in our folder. Pwede na yun. Pwede natin ito for a while. Pwede na. Sorry about that. Um, saan ako?
Hello.
Let me share again my entire screen. So Let me place that in our folder. So this is our folder. Can you see my folder? So when you download that, you will have this file. So when you extract this, you will have two packages of that particular CSS. Yan. So these are the CSS file and sorry. And this is the JavaScript file. Okay, so these are just like libraries. But instead of doing that, you can do that online. So in the online, let me share an example for a while. For a while. All right. So let me go back. Can you still see my screen? No. Sorry.
No, teacher.
So I'll have now my last examples for the bootstrap. So let me open bootstrap 1. So for the CDN, so this is the requirement that I was talking about. So you have to have a doc type, you have to have a property of lang in your HTML with the value en. You should have a meta element with the charset UTF-8. And also for line 6, you have to have another meta with the following values: the name with the value viewport, a content property with this value, the width equal to device width in the initial scale of 1, and of course the three requirement: the link for the CSS, the script for the JavaScript, this one, and for the jQuery. Actually, you can remove first the jQuery if you want, but just to make sure, you put everything this here, and then you try to now uh, use that inside your body. So let's say you provide a container, and you now provide the values. So let's try this one. So let me show the actual output of this. So let us go back here. Let me try the bootstrap example. Bootstrap1.html. Yeah, so this is how it looks like. And for the last example, let me show this to you. So this contains sample tables and some buttons. Let me save this and let me show that to you here. So sample bootstrap. Oops, wait. I think I have a wrong spelling. Sample bootstrap 2. This is PHP, I'm sorry. There. So this is how it would look like. So this is the button. I have no border for my tables, but this is how it looks like. All right. So you can go to, again, just to share with you the link to that, getbootstrap.com. So you can navigate on this. So these are some of the examples. So this is the requirement that I've shown a while ago. Okay. And there are several uh, themes that you can work on. We have bootstrap themes similar to this one. You can explore on this. There are several templates that are free, like this one. You can uh, view the live preview, and then you can also, yeah, so this is an actual page that you can edit. You can also view the source code. Okay? Do you have questions? I'm now turning over the floor to Sir Burhan. Sir, thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am Alma. Maybe we can uh, take a break for 10 minutes, right? And then we come back and continue our session. Alright guys, okay, welcome back to our session. So if you are still good, please type 1 from to the inbox. Okay, alright, okay, thank you. Alright, for my session, I will talk again. I will introduce again about bootstrap. Okay, actually, Ma'am Alma have already has already introduced about bootstrap. So let's revisit again. Okay, so actually the bootstrap is a kind of frameworks. Okay, what is the frameworks? We use the frameworks to standardize the set of concepts, okay, the practice or criteria for dealing with the common types of problem. So when we design a website, if we want our website to be to look at same standard all the page that we have that we are designing, okay, the framework can help you to do that. And I think it's take a fast step to finish the website, okay, the web design, right? So we are working as a front end, the front end design. Okay, actually framework we can work. uh, there are two types of framework: front end frameworks and back end frameworks. So for our session, we are focusing on front end frameworks. As you can see in the image, right, we use framework, we apply framework for our design in order to be work with several devices. Okay, so actually if you want to develop by yourself, it will take a lot of time to finish that. So nowadays there are things that can get your work finished easily. So use that. Okay, use that. So there are many frameworks outside there. For you can search the, the most popular CSS frameworks. Okay, we have many framework website which is provide free, open source. Okay, so you can have a look: Bootstrap, Bulma, Foundation, and so on. Okay, those are the website which is provide the frameworks. Okay, but our class, as Ma'am Elma already introduced to us, that we are going to use Bootstrap. Okay, so Bootstrap is one of the framework, CSS framework, right? So in order to get started with the Bootstrap, we already know we can go to this website. Okay, Bootstrap. Right, bootstrap.com here. And how do we start it? So I will demonstrate the some of the steps and also some of the components that we are going to work with. Let's say you have to you need to create a new file here. Okay, I will create it as an index, right? Index.html. So we can start with the normal HTML code. And okay, we can start this uh, uh, bootstrap. Okay, test. Okay, like this. So this I would like to introduce how can we use the document from the bootstrap website. Okay, So we can go to documents and let's see how to get started with the bootstrap. As the previous introductions, you can easily copy, go to document bootstrap, there is an icon, right? You can copy it directly, or you can use you can you can copy this link. Okay, you can copy this one, go to the, or maybe you can delete this one, okay, and paste it. So you will have, there are some link that there are two links that necessary to have on your in your files. First, there is like a css bootstrap.min.css, and another file is javascript. Okay, this one, bootstrap.bundle.min.js. This is javascript, right? Javascript. So when we run this, okay, we need to save first. When we run this file, you can see hello world like this. Okay, this is the successfully implement the bootstrap code. If we don't have this one, so the font also different. Okay, I will show this one. I cut this one and save, and go to our page. So you can see the font style is different. Okay, alright, now I will paste this. This is a hello world. And what next? Now you can start integrate the bootstrap with your web page or HTML file. Okay, first that I would like to focus is like there is a color here. There is this one, getting start. This is the component and the menu that you have to go through. If you want to use bootstrap, you need to go one by one and see how does it work for each link. So let's go to the layout. Okay, there are many types, there are several types of layout here that you can use. So as the introduction, we can go to what we call containers. Okay, so there are things that you need to know for the containers. Okay, there is like a small, sorry, there is like SM, MD, LG, SL. This is the size of the containers, and it's integrated and with the specific size, okay, for the containers, and it's already state there. Okay, SM stand for small, MD stand for medium, L large. Okay, now let's try to use some of the containers here. Okay, for example here, div class container. So you just copy this I may use this icon, copy the script, go to, so go to your file and paste it, and I will copy this. So everything, I mean the script, every content, if you want to work with the bootstrap, you need to be in the container. Okay, let's save. Okay, I think you will have different view of this one. Okay, you can see previously the hello world here is at the left side, right? Because we don't apply container. Okay, so now when we apply container to our page, our web page, our content is at the specific area. I say okay, this one. So actually there will be like space and margin here from left and right here. You will see later on. Okay, after that, okay, let's go to some what happen if we apply a class. Is this one is CSS. Okay, container float, and go to here, class, change container to float. Okay, you can go see the result here. You see it's go to the same place. So this container, if you want your website to be displayed as a full screen, okay, you can use float container. Okay, but if you want your website to be displayed at the middle of the screen, okay, and you want to have like space both side left and right, you can use container only. Okay, container only. So I will delete float. uh, let's say I will apply style here, uh, color. Okay, okay, right. Sorry. uh, Background color, sorry, background color, right. Okay, in order for you to see the differences. Okay, now we have, this is for the content, for the contents, containers. Okay, these are containers. What happen if we apply float? Okay, so I will put more text align, center, and color white. Okay, so now I will apply uh, sorry, float like this. Save and go to see here. You can see it's a like full screen website, full screen like this. Okay, so what happen if apply just only container? So there is a space margin here, left and right. Okay, don't worry about the uh, responsive. Okay, because the bootstrap already apply responsive website. It's a responsive it's a responsive. Okay, alright, so next, I would like you to focus on, if you have a computer you can follow this one. Okay, uh, go to layout containers. Okay, and you can go to some, for example, image. Okay, if you want to search image, if you want to put image, so you can see the script is similar to the HTML. Okay, I think there is not much difference. Okay, but let's go to form. Okay, alright. For example, the bootstrap already provide form. Okay, if you want this type of form, you can easily use the code by copy to clipboard. Okay, and I would like to for my class, the IV class, I use container. So I would like to continue my script here, and inside the div you can apply more div. It doesn't matter, right? And paste this one. It's already applied, it's already div. We have div already here. Okay, and save. We see now you can have form here. You can add more forms, more form here. Okay, just continue the script. For example, here the IV class. Okay, forms. Just copy this one and save. See, we have now we have two forms. So what you have to do is just change the contents here. Email address, maybe you can change here full name. Okay, right. So placeholder, your full name. Right, email address. So accept email address, full name, example, text area. You can change to subject. Okay. From the hello world, you can change to for example PPIU UST, right? Isn't it? PPIU UST. Okay. Contact form like this. Okay. Right. So what next? What's next? I would like to introduce. So we should have the button, right? Buttons in order to apply the forms. Okay. So actually there is several form here. For example, like range, something like this. Okay. Disable range. Okay. Checks and radios. Okay. So next, let's go to some of the components. Okay, let's go to components. Like I want to use buttons, right? I want to use buttons. So there are several types of button. Actually, the button is categorized by colors. The primary, secondary, success, danger, warning, info, light, dark, link. Okay. Normally, this is the standard color for the if you see on the website. For example, if you open Facebook, right? For example, Facebook, there is a sign in button, right? Sign in or sign up. We can have primary or success. Just like this. For example, I want to use this button. Okay. If I want to use the primary button, I just copy this. Okay, go to our scripts. This one. So the button should be here. Save and go and see. See, there is a button here. And what you should do is just type submit like this. Save. This is submit. If you want button, cancel. Okay. There are two buttons now. Cancel. What color should be for the cancel button? Let I ask you. How to spell cancel? Like this? Is it correct? Okay, what color should be for the cancel? Cancel, sorry. It's a E right here. I open the bootstrap. Okay, there are this color. What should be the color for the cancel? Is it primary, secondary, success, danger, warning, or info, light, dark?
Danger, teacher.
Danger. Okay, danger. So we copy this code, button dash danger, right? Danger. So this button dash primary, okay, btn dash primary, we will replace as a danger. So what we see submit, cancel. Okay, great, right? Now I would like you to go this one, go to carousel, like this. Okay, carousel is like simply simple to say, it's like slideshow. You see, there is a second slide, first slide, third slide, something like this, right? But you need to have image on that. Okay, you need to have image. For example, I want to use this carousel, so I just copy to clipboard. Okay, you can see as an image, you need to have the reference of the image. Okay, you need to have your image in order to use this carousel. Okay, I copy, I think so the carousel should be at the after this one, right? After the context form, before the full names. Okay, so I will place here, save. Why is not display? Because there is no image yet, right? There is no image, so we can find image. Okay, we can go to free splash, right? It's not splash image, I think it's like unsplash image. Okay, unsplash, right? So maybe you can go to UST, and find this image. Okay, I don't know I can save this image or not. No. Okay, just take a sample image like this, window. Okay, so download it for free. Alright, so it's too big. Okay, let's see what I have in the folder. Okay, I have two images here. So what we will do is source. Okay, try find image. Okay, image. Okay, first image, second image. Okay, now we have two images. When I save, we can see two image here. Actually there is a slideshow. Okay, for the second, let's wait for the last image. Okay, maybe I will take this image. This image. Okay, okay, this image come to this folder, right? Okay, now I will rename his here like this. So for the third image, okay, I will use this one. Right, save, and you can go see, this is what we call carousel. Okay, carousel. Right, so what's next is I would like to show how we can use sample sample or templates from the Bootstrap website itself. Okay, for example here there are several examples you can download also, but here I would like to show the fast way to do to take the code from the exact from the samples that are provided by the Bootstrap. For example here my page does not have the menu yet, right? There is no menu for navigation bar here, but actually you can find from the Bootstrap itself. Yeah, from the from the documents, like here navbar, right? So you can easily navigate and use this code and change to to your design and take it for your design. Okay, this is a navbar. Okay, but I would like you to show how to get the 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 codes faster. For example, this is a header for our website. I already see your design, so most of you have most all of the website that you design have headers like this, so you can choose simple headers. This is how your navigation bar look like. Okay, so how to do that, how to take this code faster, you can go to inspect. Okay, go to inspect. Now you will have the elements button here like this. Okay, I will delete this. So you go and navigate the script, yeah, the codes, the code here, HTML code, okay, HTML script. If you want this navbar, if you want like this type of menu, you can go to this one. Okay, there is a containers for this navbar, and there is also this one for this navbar. Okay, design. So you just right click. Okay, right click, go to copy, and go to copy elements. Okay, copy elements. Okay, and then go back to your web page and your VS Code here. So we just paste it here and save. Okay, now you have a simpler header with the same design. Okay, with the same design, so you can change here. Okay, PPIU UST form, like this. Save. Okay, and you can change home. Okay, about us. Okay, profile, our profile, or you can change just profiles. Okay, and the last one is already about. The last one maybe you can change context, right? Context. like this. Okay. uh, Now let's go to another ones. For example, you want you want to have features like this, features on your website like this, column with icons, hanging icons like this, right? Or custom card like this. So you just right click and do inspect. Okay. And for example, I want to have custom card like this. Okay. So you just navigate the containers. Okay. I think this is should be for the container for the custom card. So you right click, copy, go to copy elements. Okay. And then go to your VS code. Okay. Before this, after this PPIU contact form, I would like to have as maybe after this I would like to have the custom card. Okay. So you just go paste it, save, and you see a custom card for your website like this custom card. So you can have that, you can navigate the image as well here. Columns, I think that they use the, you can change the image. Okay, you can change the image as I demonstrate to you. How do you change the image here? This one, image sources. Okay, this maybe this image is not available, that's why that is not showing the here. Okay, unsplash photo, unsplash photo 1. Okay, this one, URL as the background image. So maybe we can use the existing image. Okay, like image unsplash. Okay, so I will apply all same here. Right, and save. Okay, when you save, go to your you see, now I have like rabbit image here. Okay, but you need to change the color of the text like this. Alright, so if you have different image, so this one will be displayed in different image background. Okay, like this. What else? For example, if you want like hanging icon like this, okay, just do inspect and then find, I think should be this one. Okay, copy, right click, copy elements. After that, paste it here, save. Right, now we have hanging icon like this to your website. Okay, alright, so the tips is, I think we are going to finish this one. The tip is, go to your web design, your framework. Okay, your frameworks, your framework design that that we have assigned to you, and then see, you can you see the what kind of like sample here which is close to your design. Okay, you can see here close to your design, or you can go to the website that Ma'am Irma introduced to you. Okay, and try to change the contents according to your design. Okay, change the colors. For example, if your design has like this, okay, there is a like uh, menu like this, and there is a sample of the image, okay, and there is like some your team, maybe your team members, something like this. So just take this sample and then change the content, change the code, something like that, okay, change the color, okay. So I think that's all for introduction to the bootstrap, and then hope you can apply to your project, okay, based on your design, apply the bootstrap, okay. And we can take a break for 5 minutes, and then we would like you to present the progress of your work, which is the website web design, okay. Okay, 5 minute breaks, and then come back and present your progress, okay. Give you 5 minutes for preparation, and you can discuss with your team who is going to be your main presenters, okay. Actually, this time is turned to our PPIU student to present your work, because last time most of the presenters were UST student, okay. Oh, by the way, do you have any question? You can raise your hand. I think there is no hand button here, okay. You can type or you can unmute yourself, okay. Okay, I give you another 5 minutes, okay, to discuss in your group, and make a preparation for your presentation, okay. Alright, and welcome back, and let's start our work work progress and presentations. Okay, which group is volunteer to start first? You can share your screen. Right? Which volunteer? Which group is ready? So it's just only presents your work progress. Okay, based on what we have learned last 2 weeks, right? And also from the last week. I think okay. Which group?
Group 5 po.
Okay, group 5. Welcome to welcome, and you can share your screenshot. Your screen, sorry. Group 5, I8, right?
Hello, sir. Can you hear me po?
Right.
So, our promotion is a volunteer website. So, we agreed to use three different colors to represent it. There are blue, pink, and orange. And all of those colors hold a deep meaning behind them. Pink symbolizes love, intimacy, tenderness, and compassion. Love and compassion are what makes them volunteer and to do things to help the society. This is a good deed in a society where pink represents it.
Mm.
Blue represents peace, well being, brotherhood. friendship, sincerity, and closeness.
Mm.
When they start working together as a team in their volunteer work, they will form a strong friendship and help each other.
Mm.
3. Orange represents hope, firm conviction, encouragement, and perseverance. They will be bold despite the volunteer work, but it works for society. That is all.
Mm.
So here is our design for our page.
All right. And also you have white color as well, right? Isn't it? White color. So you have four colors here, right? Isn't it? Blue, pink, and orange, and also white, right? White gray color. Okay. Do you have side map? Can I see your side map? Alright, this page, if you see on the bootstrap, there is a template from bootstrap where you can use directly, okay, and try to modify, change the contents. Right. Okay, thank you. Ah, may I have next group? Group 5. Anglo, are you ready? Group 1. I'll go, sorry. I'll go.
Yep, wait teacher, let me share screen.
Alright, you may start presentation.
Yeah, teacher, you see my screen?
Ah, yes, I do.
Okay. Yeah, this is our website that we make color. In our website have three color. Um, yeah, have uh orange. And for background is white color and uh black color for letter. Yeah, for we use the orange colors because it ready test warm and energy. And since our website is about saving, conserving, and uh, alternative energy used for those who do not have electricity in their home. And we use white background for its clean line and also to add visuals emphasis to other important part of the website. We also use orange color, yeah, because it's ready test well and energy in our website is about saving. Um, and alternative energy used for those who do not have electricity in their home. Lastly, we use black for the text.
Mm.
Yeah, this one. Black text on a wall background provide the greatest value contract and the best readability for body text. and we also add some picture of our team
Mm.
and design map.
Mm.
Yes, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, it look nice. So please see, go to Bootstrap and look at the sample example, or you can go to Bootstrap another Bootstrap template and try to see which template close to your design, and you can start use that template and change contents. Okay.
Yeah, teacher.
All right. Next group, please. Group. Which group? Synergy. Are you there? Synergy. Group 4. Synergy. Please welcome. We can't hear you. Could you check your mic? Do you start presentation? Do you start presentation? Your presentation? We can't hear your voice. I'm not sure. Maybe there is a problem about the mice. Okay. Maybe we can have a next group. Okay. Thank you for your presentations. Okay. Maybe we have group three. Outlier. Outlier. Okay.
Okay, sure. Hello.
Yes.
Yes. You see, this is group three outlier. Uh, friendly. Yes. I use for uh, that is uh, red.
I think there is a delay.
Uh,
Some kind of delay. Maybe.
yeah, light yellow. This is my phone for out. And then it's uh, I put for people and uh, for side size of yes, and our person may use a light uh, line of for the picture. I use was I use pink and but us use yellow. Yeah. You pink
Okay. I think there is some delays. Right. Okay. Maybe we can go to the next group. Right. So the next group will be which group? Red gold. Group 6. Red gold. Alright. Okay. Please welcome to the floor.
Hello, Professor. Yeah, about our okay. About our task, we have add uh, some more color and picture, and also define a logo of stuff here. We have add uh, red color about Manoj, and also add a red color about titles. At homepage, we have a title, uh, a red title, okay, and a black text, and also have a picture. And then about us, we also have red titles, and it's still the same. About arc page, we add also add a picture and some definition, uh, and then about last test, it's last test activity. We also have a picture and a paragraph, and then about us, we have a table to connect us, and the first table we add a red color, and then it's the same. Yeah. Thank you, teacher.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Please go to Bootstrap and try to search which template is similar to your work. Okay, and try to change content on that. All right. Go to group 7. 7.
Yes,
GGLHS.
teacher.
Yes.
I can start right now, teacher.
Okay. Please welcome.
Mm, First of all, good evening, teacher, and good evening, everyone. Do you hear me clear? Um, did you hear me? Please respond in chat box one, please, because my
Yeah.
internet is slow right now.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes,
thank
we
you.
do, bro.
Yes, thank you, Sachatra. Now I can start my web design. For our web design is about we learn education on well. About our website, we have six. We have navbar. In navbar, we have six buttons. About in button, the first button about us is we use yellow color. I think the yellow color is not attractive, but we just mm, use it because easy to find content also, and we use yellow color almost all background in my website except volunteer and oh no volunteer except the net now and contact us. Now I will show you the next web page. Here this one about the net now we have yellow color and we also have an orange color also. For the next web page we also have the same color also, and I think this is not attractive yet because we are missing to add some icon and some beautiful background also. Yes, I am missing for the next week. I promise that I will add more icon. We are using icon Facebook for only white and black color. I think that's all for my web design. Thank you, Richard, and thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you. And
Thank you, Richard.
please find some image which is related to your design, your website. Okay. Try to put image. find,
Yes,
go
teacher.
to your bootstrap, go to the bootstrap website and try to find which template which is related to your design, so you can use that template. Okay. All right, last group for tonight. I think it will be group two, right? Isn't it? Two, group two.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me, guys?
Okay, I will.
Yes, we can
Yes.
hear you.
All right, I will respond one.
Can you see the presentation?
Yes.
Okay. So, um, to reintroduce, our website is about EcoBricks. It is about creating these things to help reduce the plastic waste. So
Mm.
here, as you can see, this is our wireframe, the one that we presented last week, and now in um, this is our design for now. So let's go to the first part. So for the first page, we chose the color green, the light yellow green, and the dark green for the color scheme because our product relates to nature. So as you can see here, we put images about EcoBricks so that the first thing the user will see is our product. Then on the upper left part, we added our logo. Um, this is the close-up image of our logo, and we decided that to make this design because to what do you call this? Um, to make our brand um, more easy to recognize, to be recognized. Next is here the about EcoBit page. We added more pictures and description, and in the bottom part of this page, we added procedures on how to make EcoBricks so that the user will be guided. And for the about us page, we included our contact details so that the users can connect with our team by emailing us. Then on the next page, we included the frequently asked questions tab so that um, they can see what are the most common questions asked about our product or page. Then the last part is the submit part where they can submit their works or projects to support our team. And that is all for our progress.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think. Okay. Please go to the bootstrap and try to find the sample that provided by bootstrap, and uh, try to use that and to your website. Okay. Right. Thank you for your presentation. Sorry.
Teacher, I have some
Yeah, thank
question.
you, teacher.
Yes.
Hello, teacher. Teacher, for the next week, we will use Bootstrap for design our website, right, teacher?
Uh, yes. Try to use that bootstrap, apply to your website web design, and try to make a content. Okay. Try to make your content. The content on the website, you can make it. Okay.
Okay,
Make it
teacher.
and find images which is related to your website and to your project, make it like a real one. Okay, like a real. So the next week uh, is our last session, and there will be a presentation, final presentations, and we will have external guests will join our presentation. So everyone need to present, okay? Need to present, need to speak, and I think that's all for our announcement for next week. Okay, do we have any additional announcement for the next week, Ma'am Elma?
Just to reiterate, may I remind you that uh, the thing that you have presented last time and today, you have to use now or implement HTML, CSS, JavaScript as well as the Bootstrap. We're not really expecting you that all of your pages will be similar really to the actual site. But you really have to implement that. Probably 2 to 3 pages of what you have presented today would be very feasible because you have a lot of design that you have created. So I don't think that when you do that in the actual, it's good if you could implement that really in actual, but we're not really expecting 100%.
Yeah.
But the requirement is for you to implement that in HTML, CSS, JavaScript, as well as in Bootstrap, because that's the essence of what we're doing here. We're not really just designing, but actually creating actual website. All right.
Yeah,
And
thank
then
you.
I may also remind you that I have included, uh, I have typed a while ago the link for the attendance. And I've checked that there are only 18 students who have managed to answer the attendance. Let me share that again. Probably some of you have not noticed that I have typed in an attendance, a Google form to kindly answer that for your attendance for today. What else?
Uh, I think that's all. Okay. Uh,
Lecturer, can I ask you something?
Sure.
In case about when I forgot to fill the attendance some week.
Some week.
Yeah, some week.
I
I
think
forgot.
last
I
week
forgot to
we
fill the
forgot
attendance.
to present an attendance, but in the Google Meet, I think we have a recording so that we will just be getting the attendance from there.
Okay.
But last week, for week 3, we had that. Have you not inputted your name as well
Yeah, I
in
forgot.
the
I
attendance?
forgot. I forgot one week,
You forgot.
teacher.
All right. We'll just rely probably on the uh, in this session. I think the Google Meet generates report. Is that right, sir? For the attendance.
uh, we record the our session, and we can uh, take the attendance from that, our session. It's okay from the recordings.
That's good.
Okay.
Okay, teacher. Thank you very much.
All right.
So please make sure that everyone in your team will be participating in the project presentation. Um, the one who will be actually present, siguro will give you, and the entire period will be delegated for the project presentation of each group. Um, since you have 7 members, is that right, sir? They have seven
Yes, we
members.
have seven group. Oh no.
So
Okay,
since
each group maybe yes, 5 to 7 members.
5 to 7 members. So since there are a lot of you, probably you can only choose three, 2 to 3 members who will be presenting. But make sure that even though you did not present the actual site, probably we could ask you on that presentation on the spot what part or what contribution have you made with the team. Probably we could ask that, sir. Right?
Yes, right. And one more
So
thing,
you
please.
have to be ready.
Yes, one more thing, please open your camera, okay, while presentation, while presenting your
Yeah, you
session.
have to make sure that you turn on your camera. And we'll have
Yes.
a photo op because that would be our last meeting.
Okay.
So make sure that your camera is working. Kio is already starting to. I think you're in the restaurant.
All right. Okay.
Do you have questions before we uh, leave you and make sure that you manage to get along with your team? Do you have questions?
Is there any questions so far?
None, teacher.
Yes.
No. Okay. Do you want no no pause? Okay.
So most of them, they do not have questions anymore. So we're giving you the rest of the time to collaborate with your team so that you could decide on who will be presenting next meeting. Again, we are expecting that the one you will be presenting is an actual website. It's a .html site, not a wireframe anymore and
Yeah.
not a canvas.
Okay.
Okay, that should be HTML already. With Bootstrap, CSS, not so much probably with JavaScript, but uh, at least you have some, a bit of JavaScript probably. All right,
All right.
so let's just give them the rest of the time to collaborate, sir.
Right. All the best
All
for
right.
you guys. Okay. We will see your work next week. Right.
So
So
good luck, guys.
good luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye bye.
Goodbye, teacher. Good night and sweet dream.
Yeah.
Good night,
Bye.
teacher.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care, ma'am.
Thank you.